Hello, everyone. voice of corporate forces whose bottom line values are fundamentally contrary to those precepts and that work insistently to chain you more deeply in delusion. Much of your culture's entertainment and spectator sports are also drugs of distraction that can drain your energy, and certain relationships are as well. Okay. Many of the compulsive habits may be distractive drugs if you look carefully. Perhaps by watching yourself closely, you will discover helpful truths. Through this difficult work, your intuition is fed and will grow and flourish. The deep inner meaning of this precept is to refrain from indulging in the wine of delusion, to stop wandering the world in a culturally indoctrinated trance, and make an effort to awaken to the wholeness that you are, the infinite beauty, light, and love that you are, and the freedom, joy, and compassion that you are. So, I truly believe that, but he doesn't really get into the real details of why drugs, and he never talked about ayahuasca either, which a lot of people talk about nowadays. So, my view on this is just like what Will Tuttle says, but I'm going to add a few points here. So basically, when we are taking anything from the outside that alters our state of mind or state of consciousness or state of our bodies in any way, we're influencing that from outer sources. Now, we should be doing all the work to achieving, some people call enlightenment, but I like to call it raising our consciousness and cultivating our intuition. And so basically, we should be authentically and organically cultivating our intuition and our spiritual minds through inner work. No, we shouldn't be getting anything from external sources. Now, some people say that it's because of external sources like ayahuasca or marijuana or mushrooms or things like that. It is because of those things that have enlightened somebody or given them spiritual wisdom or raised their consciousness further. But if we haven't done it organically through inner meditation and maybe connecting through nature, but ultimately through inner meditation and prayers, then we're ultimately getting it from outside and we're relying on outside sources to get that spiritual um, understanding or to cultivate that spiritual understanding. So, what we should be doing is to looking within, to seeking the answers within ourselves rather than getting it from external sources. Now, I'm not saying that these things are not good, that these things cannot enlighten somebody or cannot, spiritually enlift them in some way, but we ultimately need to stop looking to the external world, except for nature, to or for the answers. Okay? Somebody who's just doing this, just taking these so-called psychedelic drugs or more spiritually psychedelic drugs, are trying to, they're just wanting to a quick fix basically. Everybody wants a pill or wants something for a quick fix. And that's not how it is really. We need to be doing the inner work and trying to understand life and ourselves and so forth. So that's my whole understanding on this whole issue of drugs. And again, if drugs are any kind of drug, and I'm talking about the psychedelic mind altering substances, if we do some of these mind altering substances, sometimes if we're not in the right frame of mind or we take too much of it, sometimes it could harm us and even sometimes even kill us. I've even heard stories of how ayahuasca and other uh, mind-altering substances can actually kill some people if they're not in the same right frame of mind, or if they don't have someone guiding them along the way that has experience, or if they take too much of the substance, or if it's not prepared properly, or if they're just doing it for the fun of it, or things like that. So we have to also understand that a lot of these things can be harmful and negatively harmful and really harmful, where it can actually even kill you. And though I haven't done a lot of these highly, I should say, highly so-called spiritual mind altering substances like ayahuasca or even LSD or things like that, um, I just think that we have to do it naturally. And we also have to understand that we don't really know what the effect is on our bodies, if it's a good or bad thing, if it has a good or bad effect on our bodies. I mean, yes, a lot of these are plant derived, and yes, a lot of these may be natural or organic, but that doesn't mean a thing. So that's my view on this whole issue on psychedelics or drugs or mind altering substances or things like that. And also what Will Tuttle has to say about this. And I'm going to also post down the book below of the book called Your Inner Islands by Will Tuttle. It's again been updated for 2017, first written in 2005. That's really about it, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I'm Michael Anfield. Don't forget to like this video, share it around with anyone you would think that would find it useful, and also to subscribe to to my my email newsletter as well as my YouTube channel, and click the little bell icon to get the notifications in your email. And that's really about it, everybody. I'm very hungry and I'm going to get some food to eat. So thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.